Good morning. I'm Pastor Jerry of Kalamo Church, and this morning I'm with Tracy Mulvaney of Siren Shelter. And Tracy, what can you tell us about Siren Shelter?
Well, Siren Eaton Shelter has been supporting Eaton County families for over 20 years. We are the only provider of homeless emergency shelter and domestic violence emergency shelter in the area for families to get support with.
Okay. And then do you help people out with food at all?
Yes, we do. We actually have a food pantry where we partner with the Greater Lansing Food Bank, and once a month we get deliveries, and clients, whether they are residential or non-residential, could be members of the community, they can call and request food order, and we would be happy to fill it for them. They can just stop and pick it up, or if they need help getting that delivered, we'd be happy to do that as well.
Okay, that sounds really good. Are there, I know some people may be interested in if you could use some things. So do you have like a top 5 list or something?
Yes. Since we run a scattered site shelter model where everybody gets their own unit in units that we lease around the county, because it's very important for us to keep families intact. Those units that we put the families in for shelter are fully stocked, and so some of our top things that we really could use all the time are twin sheets, bath sheets, vacuum cleaners, first aid kits, and gas cards and laundry vouchers from Quality Dairy.
Okay. Well, thank you, Tracy. And at Kalamo Church, we're interested in, one of our core values is helping our neighbors and caring for our neighbors. And Siren Shelter serves the Kalamo area. And so we're unable to do some of these things by ourselves, but Siren Shelter has that ability. So by supporting Siren Shelter, we're living into one of our core values. And Tracy, will be looking forward to hearing more from you in a future video clip.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate the time.
All right, and thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Pastor Jerry, and Abby and I like to give these little core value talks. But I'm Pastor Jerry at Kalamo Church, and our 3 core values are neighbors meeting neighbors, building a sense of community, a stronger community in our area, helping our neighbors, caring for our neighbors, doing what we can do for our neighbors, and then loving God and sharing God with others. And so this morning, or today, I wanted to talk just briefly about our 3rd core value, and that is loving God and sharing God. And so we're coming up on Easter, the season of Lent, and like, what's Lent? That's a crazy thing. But what we find out is that Lent is a time of preparation. Lent helps us understand what our core values are all about. They're kind of like the foundation of our core values. And so for those folks that are, let's say, fairly religious, the Lent kind of resonates in their hearts. But for those that are maybe still searching for answers, or not necessarily churchgoers or anything like that, Lent's kind of like a crazy thing. And so check us out. Lent helps us. It's a time of preparation for Jesus going to the cross for us and our salvation. It's the foundation of who we are as Christians. And as Christians, we're not perfect people. We're people in need of prayer. We're people, a good example is alcoholics and Alcohol Anonymous. The AA meetings is a support area that help people get beyond their struggles, if you will. And so church is much like that. It's a place where we can gather together, either virtually or in person, and get support, get strength, kind of have our friends kind of pull us back on track if we get astray a little bit. And so check us out. We're not perfect people, but it's a time to understand the foundation and why it's so important to us to strive to love God and to share God with others. and to care for our neighbors. Thank you for listening, and you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. Amen.